They say how these niggas come from dirt to bad hoes and bankrolls. Over 100 shots on the E-way, I gotta make it home. I learned from my struggle, stack that dough, forget your hustle on. Go ride for your brother when he call you.
Welcome everybody to another episode of Chopping It Up with Diz and Los. I'm Diz, and guess who's back?
Guess who's back? What's up, guys? Professionals.
Los, we have to catch up on a couple things. There was a lot of news happening in the NBA within the last few weeks.
Yup.
Let's go straight to the one that happened last week. KD getting traded from Phoenix to Houston. I had my talk about it last week. What do you think about that?
I think that's a power move, man. You know, he just adding Kevin Durant to a squad just makes it more enticing for other players to come follow, right? So not only Kevin Durant, like they're thinking about bringing the old squad back over there, man. Yep. Right? James Harden, Russell Westbrook. You know, talk about Russell Westbrook. I heard Russell Westbrook might be coming to New York.
Yeah, there's some things we'll
talk about in
New York.
There's a lot of players, a lot of moves are going on right now. People are building up their squad. You know, a lot of things are happening, man. I like what I'm seeing right now.
Because Houston even got Clint Capella from Atlanta, the center. Yeah, so they're pretty. You know, Houston's looking good. Every team in Texas looks good.
Yeah, but you know who you got to worry about right now, man, and that's because of today. Yo, the Milwaukee Bucks. That signing,
think so?
Miles Turner, bro. He's a bruiser, bro. That guy's young. He's a center.
He is good.
Twin towers. You need twin towers. So now you got Giannis, and Turner. Dude, they said, you know what they said? They said, yo, Damian Lillard, we're gonna pay you to fucking not play, get out of here, and we're gonna pay Miles Turner all what he wants to stack him and Giannis together, right? You're like, dude. Yo, Milwaukee? Yo, Giannis ain't going nowhere. Giannis is not going anywhere.
You don't think so?
No, he's staying now, man. They need one more piece. They need one more piece.
Who could
you would have thought they would have bring back Drew Holiday, right? You would have thought, right?
Yep.
They should have gone after him, man. They should have brought him back.
You know, and I know Westbrook was talked about going to New York, but you know, he's a good piece to have on your team, too. I mean, Milwaukee, the East is open. The East is open. The Knicks got to do something, and we can go right into that. You know,
we have to. But the thing is, like, they got to stay away from, like, giving up the house. Like, so they got to keep. So this is what they got to keep, man. I don't want to get rid of Robinson, man. Like, all right, Mikal Bridges, like, if you can get assets for Mikal Bridges, I would say give him up. But they just signed Jordan Clarkson, which I'm not mad about that. I like that, man. I like that pickup, man. But like assigning like a Westbrook to the Knicks would just add more efficiency to their bench, man. And like I've been telling you all year, man, you can't thank God they did what they did and got as far as they did with the players they had like starting. Their players were burning out, man. Like
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You can't go like the whole season like that. You gotta rest your players. And I get it, it's game time. You want to play the whole game, but you might not hear it, but I know the players were like, yo, dude, man, like, you can't be like counting on us. You got to get some players off the bench to produce points. Like when Russell Westbrook was on Denver, bro, he was dropping like 20s, 15s, 18s a game. So imagine that coming off the bench, how much of like relief that is for like the key players, you know?
Sometimes triple doubles are from off the bench. And you know, the thing is, man. You know, there's talk about them trading OG. I like OG. I think they should keep OG.
Yeah, I think defensively, yeah, but also I hear Dennis Schroeder, the guard.
I think he signed already.
He did?
I think he signed today with Sacramento.
Oh, dude, that was the guy that I was looking at, man.
He was good with Brooklyn.
Yeah, but that's the guy that like, you can have Brunson and then Brunson takes a seat. You put Schroeder in there, and Schroeder is a floor general. Man, that would have been a great pickup for the Knicks. Are you sure about that?
I'm positive. I just saw it. They offered it to him 4 years, whatever it was. So let's get to the big news with LeBron coming to Madison Square Garden. What do you think of that? I think it's a bad move if they try to go get him.
I think so too, because they're gonna want a lot of big pieces, man. They're gonna want future first round picks and like maybe if they, I don't know, maybe if they package LeBron and Bronny together. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't know.
You
I
know?
don't know. I don't think that for the time now, the Knicks have too much of a good thing going. Don't break it up with LeBron coming in. Don't break it up with another star. They got to build. They got a nice little core. Next year is their year because Boston. I mean, they did some movement, but
Oh, Al
they don't have
Horford.
Tatum.
If the Knicks were to go after Al Horford,
He's out
yo,
there.
the Boston Celtics already dismantled their whole team, right?
Yeah.
So, why not? They're not, because I get it. He's one of the original players. They're the original starting line that got him to their championship in a long time. So I get it. They want to keep him, but bro, then that would be a nice addition, man. If the Knicks can land Al Horford, man.
Yeah, it would be a big condition. Now, let me ask you this: Would you be willing to trade Bridges and some picks for John Morant?
I like John Morant, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he's not, he's still young. I know he had some, off the court issues, but he's still John Morant.
Yeah.
I mean, his skill set is there.
And I think they want to break that whole team up. They just want to start over.
Yeah, because he's been there for a while now, right? He's
how long been there for about 5-6 years, I think.
Yeah, I think it's time to break him up. Where did you hear that? I haven't heard his name in a while, John Morant.
I heard that on NBA Report on Instagram. They were just talking because they were starting to break up the team with Desmond Bain going to Orlando. And
did you see the contract that Desmond Bain got? Crazy. Bro, he got a contract like a max. Like a max deal, LeBron-esque type deal, right? And I was like, yo, this guy is getting paid. Like, yo, wow. So, John Morant to the Knicks for who? Mikal Bridges and picks.
Mikal Bridges picks. I mean, I think they want to get. He wants to get a different scenery, and there's just too much drama around him. There's just too much, and I think they want to just send him off. I think Knicks might be a bad place. New York just might be a bad place for him. But we would definitely see that. Going with the who's going to be good next year. Let's look at some of these teams. We got the Mavs. The Mavs, they got Kyrie. They got Cooper Flag.
No, but hold on, Cooper Flag. So I heard that they were cooking up a trade for Cooper Flag. It would have been LeBron and Bronny for Cooper Flag. I don't know if those reports are true, but I heard they were cooking something up. That would have been crazy.
That would, but I think you needed Cooper. You needed someone.
Imagine that you get Kyrie, LeBron, and AD in Dallas.
That's what the talk is. That he already came out. He said he declined his option. So I think he's a restricted free agent. I think he can sign, but then LA can match.
I think that's on the table right now, man.
It is. I'm reading everything and saying it's on the table. There's a lot of steam going that LeBron will be going to Dallas.
He did just say his wife was like, his wife wants him to retire in the next 2 years, 1 or 2 years, right?
He wants to win.
He has to win. So if he's going to win, I believe he thinks his best chances he has is in Dallas. If he goes to Dallas.
That is true. But I would think you probably want to go to the Eastern Conference because you got OKC still there. They're only getting better. You got Houston. You got San Antonio. Go to the Eastern Conference. Go back to Cleveland.
Yeah, well, I don't know, man. To me, Cleveland
imagine if he went to the Mavs. Their starting five would be Kyrie, Klay Thompson, Cooper Flag, LeBron, and AD.
No, but I think they have to get rid of one of those
No,
they would have to trade.
No, because he's a restricted free agent.
Oh yeah. Oh.
Or he opted out, so he can go anywhere. LA just has to match it.
He's staying in the West Coast. He's not going East Coast. I don't think it's beneficial for him. I think he has to stay in the East Coast and the West Coast. So it would be tough because he would leave his, you know what I'm saying? He would bounce with his son being on the Lakers, right? So that's another thing. I don't think that happens. If he goes anywhere, I think he's bringing Bronny with him, man, wherever he goes.
You think so?
Yeah.
I mean, I can see him in Golden State. I mean, Golden State loves him. They want him.
That would be a powerhouse.
That's West Coast. Steph, Draymond.
I can see that happening too.
Just been a crazy. I mean, this is like baseball. This is like baseball off hot stove right here. Every day is something new.
NFL hot stove. NFL's been going crazy too.
Well, let's go right into NFL.
Please.
Explain to me what's going on with Darren Waller, because I saw something saying he's
So,
retiring.
so
And he's
Darren
retired.
Waller.
He was on a
let's
podcast,
rewind.
not retired.
So let's rewind. For those of you that are just listening and don't know Darren Waller, Darren Waller was a star tight end for the Raiders, right? He got traded. He had a great season. He got traded to the New York Giants. New York Giants picked him up. He was on the New York Giants, I think, for like 2 years. So the New York Giants, obviously, they had Daniel Jones. They weren't that great. So they started, making plays up, like trying to make excitement for the guys because, the team was doing bad, right? Last couple of years. So they ended up using Darren Waller as like a fullback. Like they were creating plays and he was like being used as like a blocking fullback, not like a tight end.
Wasted talent right there doing that.
Wasted talent, right? So he started seeing that, and I guess one day, like during the game, he was like, "What am I doing? I'm a fullback right now." He just decided to go ahead and retire. He was just like, "I had it." So he retires. He had it with New York. Today, the Miami Dolphins traded away their unicorn tight end, Jonnu Smith, who had an amazing season last year. Traded them away to the Pittsburgh Steelers with Jalen Ramsey.
I think don't move, I think.
Which was crazy. So the Pittsburgh Steelers traded away Mika Fitzpatrick.
Going back to Miami.
So now the Miami Dolphins were sitting thinking like, yo, we need a tight end. So they called Darren Waller. So Darren Waller comes out of retirement, signs with Miami. Miami having Tua, they don't have that many of offensive pieces. They got who's the other wide receiver from Alabama?
Hill?
No, Tyreek Hill, and then
Jalen Waddle.
Keaton Waddle, right? They don't really have a tight end no more because they got rid of Jonnu Smith, so they signed Darren Waller. So now everyone's gonna be running on when NFL fantasy football comes. Oh, Darren Waller! You're gonna see Darren Waller getting picked up early. Listen, Darren Waller was Darren Waller back in the day. Calm your expectations. Darren Waller is gonna give you maybe like 300 yards and like 3 touchdowns this season. And if you play you have to remember he's injury prone. So calm your expectations, man. I know the name, and rings bells, but he's not the Darren Waller of yesteryear, right? So
yeah. And I remember when you went to the spring, you went to the preseason, you were like the camp, you were like, dude, he is a beast.
He was. He was a beast in training camp. But that's why you got to slow your expectations because you go to training camp, bro, you hear all these hype videos and all these reports. Oh, training camp, they're killing it. And then comes the season, they're putting up duds. So you got to, you got to do your homework, man. You got to see them against true competition, all these players. Because they might remember they don't want to hurt these guys, so they don't go full 100%. You got to see them get popped, man, getting hurt, and then you see if they can last.
He was always on the injury reserve. Always.
Yeah, but he was good. But listen, he was good, man. He was a beast.
Oh, when
what?
He was good for Oakland.
When he was on the Raiders, he was killing it.
Yeah. It was him and Kelsey all the time.
You know what? It could have been the Daniel Jones effect, that Daniel Jones was just horrible and who knows? So we'll see. Hey, listen, he's unretired. He's now in the Miami Dolphins. He gets paid. He doesn't have to pay that tax. So that's good too.
Yep.
So yeah. Well, wish him luck, man.
Yeah, I was just shocked. I was like, what? But hey, maybe it was the Daniel Jones effect,
Just to get a little bit of excitement out there to our listeners. So we're in July, right? July 1st. We are going to have an NFL football game this month, just so you know.
The Hall of Fame game. No.
At the last week of July, there will be an NFL football game. So
preseason.
Preseason.
Okay,
football.
It starts this. Wow, it starts that. Wow.
Yeah, dude. It's crazy, right? So, start getting excited. I hope you guys been doing your homework. Mm-hmm. A lot of names out there right now.
Any fantasy sleepers you got that you're looking at or no?
Listen, all the top 5 running backs that got drafted this year can all be like amazing sleepers, man. All of them. The one that's like creeping up there, I think it's Caleb on the Steelers. So yeah, so
I did see
Jalen Warren, yeah, Caleb Williams, is it? No, not Caleb Williams. Caleb Johnson,
Yeah.
right? So right now, Jalen Warren is the number one, right? Pre-consensus is the number one, but you have a rookie running back there that I don't know, man. He might take the reins, man, early. So we'll see, man. There's a lot of action going on. You got Ashton Genty on the Raiders. He looks primed and ready to go. You got on the Broncos, right? So you got a lot of guys, man. So just make sure, like, if you guys are ready to do fantasy, don't just pull the trigger on guys that you're listening to. Make sure you do your research, man. The big season. This is a big season this year for running backs, and especially I'm a big fan of this year for Saquon Barkley, man. I think Saquon Barkley is going back-to-back this year, man.
Really?
I think he's going to be the number one fantasy running back this year again.
So you have the number one pick. Is that who you're looking at?
No, D. I don't know, D. I gotta think, but the thing is, so our league is a little bit different. D. Remember, ours is a keeper league. So if I have value at a running back at one, I might just hold that and just go, receiver depending.
Are you keeping anybody?
I have I could keep. I don't know, man. I gotta see, man. I might keep Bucky Irvin. I might keep Chase Brown.
Oh, you got to keep him. You got to keep Chase Brown.
Yeah, so it's like, what do I do? So it's like,
Did you pick him late last year?
Chase Brown, I got him last year in like the 6th round.
Wow.
So he'll be a 4th rounder.
Ooh.
That would be nice.
That's good. That was like that one year when I had Eckler at like 13th round. And I tried to steal him for another year. You're like, no, D, this is it.
The one guy that I had that I also got late last year was Lad McConkey. Yo, I'm big on Lad McConkey.
Yeah,
bro.
Lad McConkey.
I like the Chargers, man. I like the Chargers this year, man. I think the Chargers are gonna make some noise, man.
You think Najee Harris can do okay?
Yo, the very undervalued team. Like, the hype, like, they're not really like talking about. I think Justin Herbert gets to his old form. Herbie was the man prior. He was the man. Like, he could throw it. He can ball. Yep. So I think he's going to be a top QB next year, man. Like, Joe Burrow full season can be dangerous.
Yep. Maybe Dak Prescott.
Patty Mahomes is going to be Patty Mahomes.
Yep.
What
do you think of Josh Allen?
Josh Allen's going to do what he does, man. Josh Allen's going to be up there. The top 3 is Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, and who's the third? Who do you think is going to be the third?
Joey
B.
Joey B.
A full year of Joey B would be nice.
With a full year of T. Higgins and Chase.
Wow.
It's gonna be a lot.
Well, Patty Mahomes gets weapons back too, so it's like like he's gonna have his receiver that was out for the year.
Rice.
So
wow. Yeah, could be. Did you watch?
Reports out of New York, the Jets, that Justin Fields is like moving along, coming together with the offense.
Like, we always liked him. We thought he was going to be a good one.
Gary Wilson, but they're missing one piece. They're missing one receiver. They need another receiver to complement Gary Wilson, man. Like, I don't know if they're going to make a move. Like,
you better go out there and get Keenan Allen.
They got to make a move. They need that. They need a veteran presence. They need someone that's like, that's been there, that can like, guide these young guys,
And like Devontae Adams would have been perfect this year.
Yeah, but you know what? I'm excited for the Jets and the Jets fan base because he's gonna bring an extra element to the game that the Jets have not seen in a long time, man. The Jets haven't seen.
I don't think they've ever
a dual threat quarterback like Justin Fields, and the way this is his 4th year in the league, I think, right? 3rd or 4th. He's a little bit seasoned now. He's been through mental hardship through like, the Bears and stuff like that. So like mentally he's grown and developed in ways that like a lot of players, like they don't go through that, man. He's been criticized his whole career.
Yep.
Since he came to the NFL, right? So now he goes to a team, he starts brand new, and now he's going to really showcase his talents with like the players that he's been playing with for years.
Yep.
I'm excited for him.
He's feeling comfortable.
Like Garrett Wilson is going to be big next year, man. Like that's a name that you guys have to be open to listening to. And if you're drafting in fantasy football, like Garrett Wilson's there late, bro, feel confident Garrett Wilson's going to be the guy next year in New York.
Yeah, I picked him last year. He did me bad. He did me dirty.
No, but Garrett Wilson. But there was games Garrett Wilson will give you.
There
like
was games, but he did. He did me dirty.
Now you thought about so. We gotta see, man. We gotta see a preseason, the consistency, man. It's gonna be good, man. Like I'm excited for the Jets, man.
Do you think the Steelers are gonna have a good year?
They're like they're one receiver short too, man. They got DK. They need a receiver. So what's good is that their offense, the tight ends, Firemouth and Jonnu Smith.
Yep,
that's big for Aaron Rodgers because Aaron Rodgers.
He likes tight ends.
When he has two tight ends, bro, no homo. He gets them the ball, man. Like, and Aaron Rodgers, he throws it in tight spiral windows. Like he'll get him the ball. Aaron Rodgers has 2 years in him. That's it.
Yep, if that, maybe one.
So they need to win. So right now they have to bulk this team up and get them into the playoffs. The AFC is tough, man, and the division that they're in. So he needs players, I thought they were going to go after his receiver in New York that played in Green Bay with him.
Lazar.
Yeah, I thought Lazar was going to. That would have been a nice piece to have in Pittsburgh with
just
DK.
Comfortable.
He's comfortable with them. And did Cobb go to Pittsburgh? I heard like rumblings that Cobb was going to go there.
If he's out there, you probably will.
But those are the guys. But that's the thing, man. It could be like week 8. And it's like 4th and 2, and they're like, they gotta win. He'll be like, bring in Cobb. He knows what to do. You know what I mean? Like he needs that one utility player there for him.
But in New York, he had 3 of them. He had Adams, Cobb, and Lazar, and just wasn't good.
I just want to see like how the chemistry is going to be with Mike Tomlin because Mike Tomlin don't take no shit from no one.
And that's what I want to go to my next thing.
You get 2 alphas in the same room.
What the Steelers did, that's not Steelers. What they did was getting big names and bringing them in. That's not the Steelers. So I can see, and I heard this on the radio. I don't know if you heard that. Let's just say they don't make the playoffs the first time in how many years? Mm-hmm. Right? Tomlin's gone. Would you take him as a Giants coach?
Who? Mike Tomlin? If the Giants don't make playoffs and they just clear house, yep. Of course.
I think Tomlin's a great coach
in a heartbeat.
But as you said, Giants going to make playoffs this year, right? You said that.
They're going to make the playoffs. They're going to be in the playoffs. Defensively, our lights out.
That's what I'm going to say. Did you see the ranking?
It's crazy. And did you see? Hold on. So there's a guy. He's a safety. He's probably going to be like a 3rd stringer. I think is up. What is the last name? Blanton.
Okay.
His name. He's a safety. He's I think his 3rd year, bro. If you're here right now in training camp, he has like 4 interceptions. He's like right now causing massive hysteria in defense. He's like killing it every day. He's making like phenomenal plays, and they're like, this kid needs to be a starter, and he's like a 3rd string safety. So like even our 3rd stringers are like doing fucking work right now in camp. So I'm excited for the Giants D.
I mean, they had the Giants ranked number 3rd defense, number 3 in all of NFL.
Bro, Jalen Hyatt last year he was 170, right? Like, he gained like 20 pounds of muscle. He's at 195, 200.
Wow.
And
they said he's been looking good.
He's saying his routes, like, dude, you have to remember, Jalen Hyatt was the number 1 wide receiver out of Tennessee when he came out. Bro, the Giants drafted him late. The Giants drafted him in the 4th round, I think, 5th round. So the Giants never really used him because they were league neighbors, right? He was the guy. But, you got Waddle, right? Wendell Robinson, right?
Yeah, Robinson,
right?
No. Slayton. Didn't you have Slayton?
No, they have Slayton, but they also have in the slot.
Oh, okay, Robinson. Yes, the speed.
Yeah, right. And then you had Malik Neighbors, who's the wide receiver 1, and then you had wide receiver. He was used. They were rotating him in. Jalen Hyatt, right?
Yeah.
So, you know what? I'm gonna go out here on a bold prediction. I'm gonna say Jalen Waddle is gonna have
Not Jaden Waller.
I'm sorry. Jalen Hyatt is going to have a career year next year on the Giants. I think he's gonna do 800 yards, and I would say 7 touchdowns.
What? That is a bold prediction.
Old prediction for Jalen Hyatt. I think Jalen Hyatt has taken his game to the next level. I've seen little glimpses here and there in videos, but like, you know, when you see a player and you see him run routes and catch footballs and stuff being thrown at him, like, something is normal, right? But when you see the way this kid is catching the ball and how he's just putting in work, bro, I think he's gonna. And this is not me just saying I'm a Giants fan. I really think like he's taking his game to the next level, man. Because he's a good player, man, and I hope they just utilize him the way he should be utilized, man. He's gonna spread the field wide open. He's gonna like call players like then
defenses to them. He's gonna have defenses thrown to him.
You know, and then I'm hearing that like what's his name, Jackson Dart, they're leaving the window open for him to possibly start.
I know that would be crazy.
Imagine week 1, Jackson Dart.
You would be there, right, Tino?
I'm going to be there week 1.
But going back to Hyatt, do you think that's more of, someone getting in his head saying, look, you're 3 years in, you got to step it up? Or is it Russell Wilson being around there?
Russell Wilson too, but at the same time, like, listen, we all work in corporate America, right? And what they do to us and how we get coached or we get reviews and stuff like that, like they tell us, they'll tell you like, hey, listen, man, like you got to change your game or you got to do something to change in the way you're managing because we have expectations, you know what I mean? So like the same thing with like what we do in corporate America, like that
with
NFL
our evaluations every year and stuff.
They do the same thing. They're like, hey, listen, you've been with you 3 years. This is where I see opportunity. You got to change this and that. I'm sure they came up to him. They're like, yo, you got to get bigger. You know what I mean? Like, and he's doing everything he has to do. So listen, man, like I'm excited. Like I can't keep the excitement. It's like I think the Giants are going to be great next year. Are they going to win the Super Bowl? I hope, but I think they make the playoffs.
If they sniff the playoffs or even make the playoffs, I'll be happy.
NFC East, I think they make the playoffs.
I do so too. I think to snip. Maybe they're sniffing it, or they'll get in.
The defense is going to get it done, man. They're bringing back like when Lawrence Taylor was on the defense. This is the type of defense they got.
I'm excited to see this defense. I really am. I want to see the hurts they put on all the quarterbacks because it's going to be a little a meet and greet there when everybody comes.
Mm-hmm.
Did you happen to see George's post these last couple of days?
I saw that he
was at the UFC 317.
He was taking a lot of pictures. He was talking to a lot of UFC former champs. Ela, the champ.
That was
crazy. He bumped into him in the airport with his son.
Yep, he was leaving.
That was crazy.
He met Patty. He said Patty's huge.
Yeah?
He said Patty. I was like,
isn't Patty supposed to? Who called out Patty? Didn't Ela call out Patty?
Yeah. But George was like, Eli's small, but he's jacked.
Yeah.
But he said Patty he's just big. He's a big dude. He was like, I was shocked. He said Marab was very small.
Oh, okay. He looks it.
George is going to have some things posting up. We'll talk about. But, he has a documentary coming out about, his he followed that guy, Kevin Iole, down there.
Uh-huh. He's like his send-off, right? Like
his retirement. It was the last. He's been over 40 years doing it. So George is doing that. It was pretty cool. Awesome. Another thing, Los, that just happened today. I don't know if you happen to see it. I guess tomorrow we will have a verdict of the Diddy case.
Yo, I saw that.
There's 5 accounts that there's 3 that they agree on, and there's 4 they agree on, and 1 they don't.
Mm-hmm.
The RICO charge is the main thing. I thought he was getting off. I don't know if he's getting off now. I think he'll get off with the RICO. I just don't think any of the other stuff he'll get off with.
But the RICO's the one that gives the most punishment, right?
Minimum 30 years.
Yeah, so he'll get off on the RICO, but the other ones he'll get charged. He's probably doing like what, 10, 15 years?
Yep. I
Federal?
think so. But the thing is also too, time served. I don't know how many years he's been in jail. Was it 2 years maybe?
Right, 2 years, but that's nothing because whatever he's doing, he's probably getting more 10 to 15.
Yeah.
10 to 15 is better than 30.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's just a bad situation. But hey, we'll find out tomorrow. Anything else popping off, Los, before we end this comeback show?
Nothing much. This week, Friday, July 4th, thank you to all the veterans out there that served and protect our country. Thank you, guys. We appreciate you. Just be safe out there this weekend. There's going to be a lot of partying, a lot of drinking. So, again, remember, we're here to celebrate America.
Yep. Going out in a bang.
Going out in a bang, right? Happy 4th of July.
All right, Lois, let me end this. You end it for us, my man.
All right, guys. Hey, thanks for watching. Listen, it's been a couple of weeks hiatus for me, but I'm glad to be back, better than ever. Fantasy football's right around the corner. Diz and Los, 4th and goal with the bros. Probably, I don't know if that's going on, but hey, shout out to Jay-Z.
The OG professional.
The OG professional. Shout out to Jay-Z. Shout out to George. I see you out there in Vegas, man. And, see you guys next week, all right? Professionals.
Peace.
They say how this nigga come from dirt to bad hoes and bank rolls. Over 100 shots on the E-way, I gotta make it home. I learned from my struggle.